Right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Rich T Racing. And today we are doing our Belgium Grand Prix predictions. Obviously, we might be a little bit late to the party on this one, but we've decided to wait until after the Friday practice, so we've got a much better idea of what the grid may very well look like. Unfortunately, I'm not joined by P-Dubs. I'm just joined by the man that is Mr. James Derrick. Say hello, Derek.
Hello, everyone.
Hello indeed. Right, let's jump straight into this. So because he's not here, but we have got his predictions, we'll start with P-Dubs' qualifying predictions. And just so we know roughly what we're thinking. So on pole will be Leclerc, then Vettel, then Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Albon, even though he's going to be starting at the back, Kimi, Sainz, Ricciardo, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Norris, Kvyat, Magnussen, Gasly, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Russell, and Kubica.
And for his race result predictions, so first he has Leclerc, then Vettel, Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Sainz, Albon, Perez, Norris, Stroll, Kimi Raikkonen, Kvyat, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Giovinazzi, Gasly, Grosjean, Russell, and finally Kubica.
I mean, he's not here, so they're just the worst predictions I've ever seen.
You're not going to enjoy mine.
No, probably not. Do you want to do yours now, or actually, because I don't know what yours are. I haven't got a clue.
My qualifying predictions are Vettel on pole, then Leclerc, followed by Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas.
Mm-hmm.
Then, although Albon is starting at the back, I think he is going to try and qualify, and he's going to qualify 6th. Then Raikkonen. Well, my thought process, as you'll hear from the rest of my predictions, is that Ferrari power unit is going to be OP. So,
okay.
And then Sainz 8th, then Magnussen, Grosjean, Ricciardo, Norris, Hulkenberg, Giovinazzi, Perez, Kvyat, Stroll, Gasly, Russell, and Kubica.
Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Because I'm a dick, I'm going to go in reverse order because that's how I've written it down.
No.
Okay.
No.
So because I'm not a dick, I'm just going to do it normally. So on pole, I've putting Leclerc, then Vettel, Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas. Then this is where we differ massively. I've then gone Perez, P6, Norris, Sainz, Raikkonen, then Stroll, Magnussen, Grosjean, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Giovinazzi, Kvyat, Gasly, Russell, Kubica, and finally Alexander Albon in last place.
Yeah, so shall we talk about some differences between us?
Well, yeah, I think obviously the main difference there is that you're backing Ferrari power unit much more than Mercedes.
Yeah, I think that having just watched practice, by the way, so I know that both Stroll and Perez had engine issues. Or so they thought at the time. It may change, but recording, that's what we think it is. And
classic Birmingham going on in the background there.
Oh yeah, sorry, ambulances, standard.
Yeah, fine.
And yeah, I just think that the Ferrari power unit is going to be better, especially because there's so many straights that I think in qualifying that's going to be important. And for me with Haas, the reason Haas is so far up for me is that they've actually not too bad in qualifying trim. But yeah,
we'll that's why I've put them. Where have I put them?
11th and 12th.
11th and 12th. But I just think that Racing Point obviously were Force India last year. That car is still basically a Force India. Something I noticed in practice. They've got a new front wing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool.
I can't believe I've got excited about a new front wing, but they've had that sort of stepped nose type thing for the past 2 years. Now they've got like what McLaren had last year. So that was interesting to see. But yeah, I just think if you look at what Force India have done at Belgium since 2009, and then obviously that Racing Point is the car Force India were going to run this year. I think you cannot count them out. And I just reckon that I think Perez has always been a fast driver. He's always qualified well. When the car has been there, it's always Perez that's there. I just think I think he'll nestle into that P6 just behind the top three. I take the point about Ferrari, I do take the point, but I still
Yeah.
think that like Giovinazzi, for example, I just can't see him getting
No.
anywhere near. Where did you put him?
14th.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got him 15th or even just outside of Q2. I
Yeah,
can't
you have
quite.
him 15th. Yeah.
Yeah, 15th. So we're 14th, 15th. I reckon that's about fair enough. And we basically agree on Raikkonen, just a few differences there. And we also interesting on McLaren as well.
Yeah, we have the same position for signs. Just I've put Norris further down.
Now, that's interesting because obviously Norris has been the better qualifier this year. So
It's
why
just
not?
a hunch because he hurt his leg over the summer break, so it's just a hunch that he's not going to be as quick.
Yeah, but how old is he? 19.
Yeah, I know, but he was wearing a
He's
leg
19.
brace the other day on his Twitch stream.
Yeah, but when you're 19, you're made of magic and rubber, so it'll be fine. I
That was
think
a long time ago for you, mate.
too long. That was forever, that was forever ever ago. So I think the final thing to talk about in quali then would be Mr. Albon, because you're saying he's going to do qualifying and finish P6,
Yeah.
and I'm saying that he's going to just obviously he's going to be at the back, but I reckon I think at the very least he'll do Q1. I reckon they'll let him do Q1 and then he'll just get out of the car, because what if something else went wrong? What if he crashed or another component just suddenly went, and then that's just more headache for the team when they've already got a bit of a headache this weekend.
I think though that they need to test the new engine out in the Red Bull, not just in the Toro Rosso, and I think they want to see how fast he is, like from the get-go, because he hasn't been far off at all in practice, which is totally surprising and awesome. So I just think they're going to see what he can do.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, should we move on to the race?
Yep.
I'm going to go first this time because I've decided that's what's going to happen.
Fair enough.
Just to say, I think we've both done our predictions based on the fact there'll be no DNFs, and that obviously that's a bold call at Spa given what's happened in the past.
It's hard to predict DNFs though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So in the race, I've gone. The winner will be Sebastian Vettel. Then it will be Leclerc P2, Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Albon, Perez, Sainz, Raikkonen, Norris, Ricciardo, Stroll. I think, I'll stick with that. Then Hulkenberg, Kvyat, Magnussen, Grosjean, Gasly, Giovinazzi, Russell, and Kubica.
Okay, so here are my race predictions. So for the win would be Sebastian Vettel, followed by Charles Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Albon, Raikkonen, Sainz, Ricciardo, Norris, Hulkenberg, Perez, Kvyat, Gasly, Magnussen, Grosjean, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Russell, and then Kubica.
Yeah, so you're still roughly going with the Ferraris will be better, and then obviously McLaren will get there into the top 10. Interesting. You've gone with Ricciardo to get into 9th.
I think it's more biased. I think it's just because I like him.
Yeah, fair enough. So we've both agreed that Vettel is going to win. Why do you think Vettel's going to win?
I just think that he won last year at Spa, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so he won last year.
It was his last victory. It's a year since he's won a race.
Yeah, I just think he's going to win. I think that the car's there for him. I think he's got more experience at this track than Leclerc, obviously. I just think, I think the stars are kind of lining up for him for this race.
For me, I think this is the race where Sebastian Vettel returns. I think because he's basically made a career out of starting second on the grid at Belgium and overtaking the pole guy going into Le Mans. Because he did that to Hamilton in 2013. He so nearly did it again the following year, 2014, and then he did it to Hamilton once again in last year. So I think that's what he's going to be lining up to do. I think Leclerc will take pole, but Vettel will take the win. And I think do you have something else to say?
Sorry, I was just going to say, I think it's interesting where we put the Mercedes, and Verstappen splitting them again.
I could Verstappen's driving so well, and whilst obviously I think the Honda is still not as good as the Mercedes engine, I still just think he'll drive the nuts off that car, and I just don't think. I reckon it will be a good race between the Mercedes and Verstappen, But
Agreed.
I think Hamilton will pip him, and I reckon Bottas knows he's going to be driving 2020. I reckon we'll see. I think we'll see Bottas fall away for the rest of this season. I hate to say it,
No, I think
and
so too.
and I think we'll see the Valtteri Bottas we've seen in the second half of the season in the past 2 years. So
I think with Bottas, what's going to happen is that he's going to end up jumping Verstappen at some point, but then Verstappen's just going to come back.
yeah, he'll jump Verstappen at the start, and then in the second half of the race, Verstappen will just kick on, and Bottas will just be he'll just go back to what he was. I think this is a good place to end it. I hope you enjoyed listening to our little predictions. If you have any different thoughts, do be sure to let us know in the comments below. But I think all that is left to say now is goodbye from myself and goodbye from Mr. James Derrick.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.